Alright, so what about these two here? The question mark blue items. I can't use them. They're force weapons, but for the force hunter ranger, these are force weapons. Like they're canes and rods and stuff. Let's see, rod. It's a rod. Cast spells with a rod. That didn't actually make any sense whatsoever, but I'm gonna run with it. I can't use these. They're red. X's. That's bad. But they're question mark items. As you can see, selling this right now wouldn't even do me any good. It's worth 1 meseta. So, what you can do is come to the Techer. Alright? This little guy over here in the purple. He's a large man. Then you can just select an item. A little jingle. And then a hold rod. What is it? You can actually scroll these things, the arrow keys, and get to this thing. On the 3 out of 3, this will give you a short description of the weapon. For non-rare weapons like this, just standard, just standard weapons, it'll give you a brief description of, can also paralyze enemies with a special attack. So then you hold deals paralysis. I'm gonna go look something up real quick, and actually, no, I'm not. I'm gonna do this real quick. As you can see, all you have to do is hit yes, and then he'll do it for you for a very small fee, and then you have a hold rod, which obviously we can't use that, so we're gonna go and we're gonna sell that hold rod. Just because, I mean, look, we just made a lot of money off that. I think it costs 10 meseta to tech something, so yeah, we just made 601 meseta. I'll take it. But we actually misteched that item. What does that mean? Well, we misteched it. That's bad. We don't want to do that. You may notice, let's take this here stick. Oh, it's 100 meseta. Alright, so we made 501 meseta. 511 meseta. So, hey, it's still a lot of money. But yeah, so you can tech it. And you can see this is a flame stick, so that can set enemies ablaze when attacking. Not a great ability, honestly, but whatever. Here we have some... Whoa, total mental blank. Wow. You can see the percents on the thing. So remember, flame stick, 20 ABs to 20 machine. Let's say, what happens if we say no? Still have to pay him, though, so, I mean, don't go blowing all your money on this. Now it's a heat stick with 10 and 10. Well, what just happened there? The numbers changed. Okay, so when you are teching an item, like this here stick, you can see on this menu what its base stats are. These percentages, when you tech the item, they can fluctuate up to 10% in either direction. So if you find a rare item with less than 15% in a stat, that means it was a mistech'd item, and you can laugh at the person. Excuse me. So, that's one thing you want to know. So if you find, like, Excalibur, you can find Excalibur. If you find, like, a lame Dargent or something, you get really lucky. Oh my god, I just found a lame Dargent. Then you run up to the tech it, and it's got, like, hit percent. Oh my god, hit percent. What's hit percent? Hit percent gives you accuracy. It's really good. I'll show you when I get something with hit percent. But let's just say you get this mystical hit percent that I haven't explained yet, and it's really good. And then someone laughs at you, and you realize, well, you teched it, and it has 5% hit. Well, newsflash, buddy. You could have gotten at least 15% hit, possibly 25, depending on what his initial value was. So, I mean, these numbers are always going to be at least 5%. They're never going to be negative. You can bring them negative with teching, but, oh well. So, where we have 15, ideally what you would do is you would continue to tech it repeatedly until you get something good. I'm not going to waste the money on this because I am broke, and I'll say powerful fire attack. So I'm broke, and I don't feel like spending all the money to get these up. Obviously, the max here would be 25 because their base is 15. However, I'm going to go look something up real quick, and then I'm going to be back. Alright, sorry about that short little break there. I was looking up some information that I needed to get. Okay, so we can clearly see that I am not paying any attention to what I'm doing. Paying attention, paying attention, paying attention. Alright, I got this. Okay, so different tiers of special attack. As you see, this didn't always say fire. It changes. Fire is the level 2 fire type special. So, whoa, I'm not selling this window. There we go. Yes, have to pay him, gonna run broke doing this. So, we want to change it to flame. Okay, flame went up 1, so that's positive. We want flame is better than fire. The tier list is heat is the lowest, then fire, then flame is better than the previous ones, and then finally burning is the best. So, ideally what you want to... This, like the percentages, this is completely unrelated to the percentages, by the way. They're independent of each other. The percentages all go up by the same amount. This goes up by a very specific... Well, this goes up... Excuse me. These go up by the same amount. This goes up by a separate amount. Okay? But like the percentages, this can either go up or down. However, instead of going up by 10, seeing there's only 4, it only goes up or down by 1. So, for your basic special attacks, like your fire, your elemental attacks, and like the confusion and paralysis and instant kill, and yes, there's an instant kill thing. You know, it depends on... No, there's 4 tiers, and this thing depends on the tier. So let's say I'll overlay this stuff onto the screen during the thing. Let's say the 4 tiers are heat, fire, flame, and burning. Heat is tier 1, burning is tier 4. So burning is the best. And this, by default, is fire. Okay? That means it can go up or down by 1. So it can be flame or heat or fire. It can obviously stay the same. So chances are, you got a 3 out of 4 chance that you can get the highest tier. It might cost you some money, but I mean, if you get fire... No, excuse me, if you get flame, burning, or heat, because heat down 1 brings it back up to burning, actually. So, I mean, it's a pretty good chance that you're going to end up with... You can get burning out of it if you really want to. Not that I was just wasting money on this, but hey, that's how teching works. Now you know, and you can't come crying to me when... Oh, actually, I do want to tech this so I can sell it and recoup my losses. See, heat stick. Okay, so this one was, because I got fire, flame, and heat, that means that this one was fire-based, so I couldn't get burning out of this particular weapon. So, bad example, but hey. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna sell that. And, okay, so now this armor here. Well, one thing you can do to get a good feel for your items, you can go into your item pack, just select anything, go to sort, and hit automatic. It'll sort your stuff into, you know, general, like, weapons, armors, shields, units, mags, and then consumables, which is pretty nice. There is a inventory cap, which is 30 inventory, so keep an eye on that. Right, so why do I want this crappy armor instead of this armor? Well, the answer lies in something over on this screen, this slot value here. An armor can have a maximum of 4 slots, anywhere from 0 to 4. That means 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4. This has 1 slot, this has no slots, and frankly, slots are incredibly important. As you can see here, I picked this up a while ago, this thing called a Knight Power. This is actually a unit, so I can go into this thing. This is actually indented under the armor. See the armor, and it's indented under the armor. That's because it's actually installed in the slot in the armor. So we can take this, gives us 5 attack power, and frankly, I want that 5 attack power more than a tiny bit of defense. So I'm going to not pay attention again. I'm going to sell the Psi armor because I would rather have the 1 slot in my frame. For the rest of this, star atomizers, those are AoE heals. They heal you and everyone around you to full health. So you can... Yeah, they're also really expensive. I'm gonna hold on to it though, because, hey. Okay, so what about this stuff that we're not using right now? As I said, we have an inventory cap, so what are we gonna do with it? Obviously, I don't need this soul barrier until I level up, and I don't need this buster until I get a lot more ATP. So we can head over to the bank. This is the bank, there are 2 banks. This is a multi-mode game, so... multi-mode versus solo mode. This is actually multi-mode, I just locked the party. And there are 2 banks. This lovely lady here is the personal bank, so you can deposit money too. You can go in here and you can deposit these things that we don't need, and then you can come and you can take them out. You may recall that I deposited this Resta in, the first episode or something, and maybe the second, and these mags were when I was sorting through the mags to get the ones that I wanted for this character. And speaking of mags, Very important that I always do that. Alright, so this one, and now it goes over to the one over on this side, but you talk to this one, this is actually a different bank. So there's nothing, I mean, I can deposit stuff in there. This, as you can tell, when I first logged into this game in episode 1, there were 4 character slots. While each of those 4 slots are on this account, all of those slots share this bank. This is your common bank, this is your character's personal bank. So you can move stuff between characters using the common bank, which is pretty nice. That's how I actually got the mags over to this character. I made a level 1 HUmar and stuff like that. So, we got some upgrades. You can also move these things around manually. So you can go back to the sort, and then you can hit manually, and you can say I want that on top, or maybe I want this on top, and then that, which is actually what I want, just because of how I'm used to. Long story. Alright, so what are we going to do? I'm going to head to Mines real quick, and we're going to discuss HUmars, the next thing on our lovely list.